Hi, I'm Denise from Playful Potter in Sparks, Nevada, and I'm going to show you today how to create a fun pine cone piece. And we're in Nevada, up near Lake Tahoe, so pine cones are really popular here. This is also a piece that you can transform for a more tropical location, and I'll show you a little bit more about that in just a minute. I got the inspiration from this piece by looking online. I was looking for coloring book pages and things that I thought would work well on either pottery or glass. I saw this design online and thought it would really translate well to a piece of glass. So that's where I got my inspiration from. This project only uses a pair of wheeled nippers. This is the only cutting that's involved in this project. And I used these beautiful taupe chips to create my pine cone. So what I did was just kind of laid them out in a pattern, just to kind of get a feel of where my pine cone shape was going to be. Once I laid it all out, I took my wheeled nippers, because pine cones aren't all pointy on the bottom, and I just used the nippers to nip around the edges to kind of make them a little bit more rounded. I left the points on the top so I kind of knew how to fit them back together. But again, this is one of those projects that customers feel really comfortable creating because there's really no way to mess it up. It doesn't matter if you end up cutting one a little bit too small, one a little bit bigger. Pine cones are organic. Again, nature's not perfect, so we don't have to be either. All right, so that kind of shows you how I went about constructing the pine cone. To save time, I've actually got it placed on my 8-inch round already. This time I'm working on an 8-inch piece of white opal glass. And what I'm going to do next, I do have my pine cone here. Oh, I was going to show you how this works for a tropical location. So facing this direction, this makes a great pine cone. If you turn it over and add some leaves to the top, this type of piece makes a great pineapple too, which is a sign of hospitality. So this is a wonderful project that actually has 2 applications. Great little technique for your customers to learn. So what we're going to do next is using a little bit of glass line. I'm going to make the stems for my branch. Shake it down a little bit first. I didn't want to do this out of a solid piece of glass because I like that really organic, kind of funky shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can also do this project with rods or noodles and stringers for your branches. We have done that as well. Gotta give something for my pine cone to hang on to there. Not following the pattern I found online exactly, kind of changing things up a little bit. Like Bob Ross said, you know, just give your branches little friends and it'll tell you where they want to go. All right, so I'm happy with that. So while that's drying, I'm going to use my noodles here. Again, you can do this with noodles or stringers depending on the look that you want for your pine needles. Cutting the noodles is very easy. Just put it between your fingers and pop. They come apart really, really easily. I wanted a more bold pine needle, so I'm using noodles. If you want something a little bit more delicate, you can use a stringer. So to attach all of our pine needles, which are all different lengths, we're going to use a little bit of glue. And this is a time when I'm actually going to paint more glue on here than I would for any other type of project because I don't want to have to glue these on individually. And pine needles are always at an angle. They kind of follow towards the end of the branch. They don't stick straight off the branch. So I'm going to make sure that we make it a little bit realistic. A little more glue on there. If your customers have trouble with these smaller type pieces, you can use tweezers or the back of a paintbrush or a pen to move things around. also like to keep a bunch of glasses, of reading glasses that I got at Costco in my studio for those customers who forget theirs. They are always so grateful when we have those all ready for them. Some branches are going to have more, some are going to have less. Again, the noodles are so easy to break. This is a great piece to build your customer's confidence. Alright, so there are all of my branches. To add a little bit more interest, I think it's looking kind of flat right now. If you're using a different color background, you can use little rods cut into 1/4-inch pieces. They make great snowflakes. I'm actually going to use coarse frit for the background of my piece. I don't use glue for my frit. You can if you'd like. I like to sprinkle my frit on and then set it with a little bit of hairspray just to hold it in place so I can get it into my kiln. I'm going to set this piece with a little bit of hairspray and it is all set to go into the kiln. I like this piece at a full fuse. Again, if you're teaching a class and you'd prefer to do a contour or a tack fuse, you can do that as well. I like to set with cheap hairspray, cheap and unscented. Start far away, give it a little spritz, work closer. There you are, your piece is all finished and ready to go. Hope you enjoyed it.